Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. This is a twin flame reading. This is me checking in on the divine feminine and the divine masculine. I don't normally do these readings, but I've been asked to do a twin flame reading. So here I am. I am of service to Gaia and humanity. And I am a violet ray twin flame based in Parakai, New Zealand. So today I'm using my Gilded Tarot, and for clarification and extra information I'm using my mini Rider-Waite deck. But before I start, I want to say that I will be using terms such as divine masculine, divine feminine, which is not necessarily male female. So put that where it fits for you. If the reading doesn't fit, then this reading isn't for you. This is a general reading. Time is fluid, so timing may be off. Where I get this information from, there is no time. Also, if the reading doesn't fit, don't try to make it fit. And I will be having a look into it's a 7-card spread generally. I might draw more cards, but the divine feminine is on the left side, the divine masculine is on the right side of this reading. And we'll have a look as to what energies is coming in and what the status is between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So I'll just quickly do a light shuffle and while I introduce myself. I have many twin flame videos. I started my twin flame channel back in 2016. On my YouTube channel you will find many videos that I have made to help twins progress through the 7 stages. If you are watching this video and you're not sure if you're in a twin flame connection, I suggest you go onto the video which says twin flame 7 stages. If your connection doesn't fit into the 7 stages of twin flame, it is not a twin flame connection. It is a soulmate platonic connection. I have made quite a few videos on those. Below my video you'll find links where you can contact me for readings. I'm an international clairvoyant reader. There is also a donation button located there. If you find yourself clicking on that button, thank you for valuing me and thank you for valuing my time. I also want to take the opportunity to welcome all my subscribers, my new subscribers. Thank you so much for valuing me. Thank you for tuning in, for being there, for being part of my tribe, being part of my soul family. Kia ora whanau, kei te pia koe. I absolutely love reading for you, and haere mai, welcome to my channel. Okay, so I'm tuning in. I'm just reshuffling to tune in because this is a high vibration energy. And I take these readings very seriously. I'm very serious about twin flame. There's a lot of people who ridicule twin flame. They don't understand the concept of the high vibration connection between two people. They don't take the time to investigate it. They just blow twins off as people who are codependent in their relationships and toxic and I don't know what else. So let's have a look. Remember, this is a general reading. If the reading doesn't fit, it's not for you. If it doesn't fit, don't try to make it fit. And please leave me comments. Please like. If you like this video, please subscribe. If you like my style, and please give me feedback. So I have a feminine here who she's very serious on heart level about what she wants to create in the divine connection with her masculine. I feel that this is a feminine she's come out of crisis, she's in surrender, and she's very focused on her life mission, or she's about to receive her life mission and the direction that she needs to go in to contribute to Gaia and humanity. I feel that this feminine is not currently speaking to her divine masculine. I feel like she is trying to she's trying to find clarity for herself. She's getting a whole lot of nervous energy out of her system. She's focusing her energy on what it is that she needs to achieve here in the way of her mission. She is currently in a manifestation mode. She's manifesting her divine masculine into her life on heart level. She's very focused. She's devoted to her union. She's devoted to her mission. She has had to meet many challenges. She's kind of like maybe could potentially struggle with something like chronic fatigue or recovering from injury, or have physical injury that she needs to recover from because of her throwing herself into a life mission and not knowing how to pace herself. I kind of get a little bit of a workaholic here. Someone who's found her mission. She's just found her mission, and she's been working long and hard to achieve her goal. She's been very focused on obtaining her life goals as far as her twin flame mission is concerned. She's been learning a lot, studying a lot, learning how to regulate her energy, especially her mental energy. But because there was such an influx of spiritual energy, it is about regulating that energy so that she can find her balance. But it is because that energy was running hot and cold and was very sporadic, she might have ended up with some physical injury or having to recover from physical ailments because of the energy, the spiritual energy that came in, that was, she still needed to learn to manage it, control it, how to manifest with it, how to work with it, and how to connect with the spiritual realm so that she can operate on a multi-dimensional level. So it's about learning about being multi-dimensional and learning how to regulate and use multi-dimensional energy, and then having to pay a physical price for having to learn the hard way. I hope this makes sense. So for the divine masculine, I feel, because the hangman came out reverse, I don't normally read reversals, but I will read reversal in this case. I feel like the divine masculine is enlightened, and he is paying attention to what his divine feminine is doing. Even though they might not be speaking to each other at this point in time, I feel like the divine masculine is ready or is preparing to take action towards his divine feminine and to reconnect. But I feel both of the twins have been working very hard. They've been using work as their way of getting away or distracting themselves from things that they need to do in their union. So I get there is like this fluctuation between doing the spiritual work, receiving energy, then devoting time to their mission, and then when the energy comes in, when the epiphanies come in, when that spiritual enlightenment comes in, it is almost like both twins have to focus very hard to be able to find the balance between meditation and dream time and receiving the energy, and then waking up and doing what it is that they meant to be doing in the way of the union here in this dimension. So they receive the energy, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but sometimes it's a bit too much. And to be able to keep grounded, I feel like this twin set, they are workaholics and they use their daily work or the daily grind to keep them grounded so that they can kind of feel like they're not losing their minds, if I can put it to you like that. It doesn't feel like losing mind, it just feels like it's almost too much to handle in the way of epiphanies that is coming through. And it's just like, I need to take this information in smaller chunks. I need more time to digest it. So they'll take a bit of information, they'll digest the spiritual information, they'll go to work, they'll haul the long hours, they'll burn the candle on both ends, and then it will be like, okay, let's take the next chunk of spiritual information that's coming in, and let's work with it. And this spiritual information that's coming in is helping them to become aware of being multidimensional. This is something that comes through for me very strongly, is a realization that there are linear experiences, linear timelines. The dreams are very busy. They'll wake up in the morning and they know that they had a very busy dream time. They're learning about being together with their twin in 5D because they've been dreaming of each other. I feel like the masculine has been dreaming a lot. There's a lot happening in the masculine's dream time, whereas with the divine feminine, she's the one that actually has the knowledge and is very focused. She knows what it is that she needs to do, but she just needs to regulate her energy between how much she takes on at a given time. With the masculine, he'll wake up in the morning and he'll know that there is some truth that has transpired in the time while he was sleeping, and he feels that he needs to take this information and this dreams or the spiritual information that comes to him. He knows that he can actually build something that will stand the test of time with this. I feel like the masculine is taking action to actually, he's ready to actually create some sort of stability with his divine feminine, but he's also preparing to speak his truth from heart level. I feel with the divine masculine, if there was any illusions or things that he was unsure of, things that he didn't have clarity on, he has that clarity now, especially on heart level. And he is preparing to, if the divine feminine and divine masculine aren't speaking to each other, there is certainly a preparation happening at this point in time for them to reconnect and speak with each other. I feel like the one twin is a workaholic and the other twin is blocking. And I feel like the divine feminine is the workaholic and the divine masculine is the one who has blocked the divine feminine for whatever reason. And this could be blocking them energetically, but this could, because they feel like they need to focus on what they need to do while they were doing their introspection. The divine masculine couldn't handle having the divine feminine in his energy while he is trying to work through his own spiritual growth. So he put a block, an energetic block, asking, it could be anything from asking his guides to temporarily, what we call it, put a protective barrier between the two twins so that when it comes to the higher self, where they share the same higher self, that the information doesn't permeate through because the masculine feels he wants to focus on his energy to bring himself back into balance, and until he has processed his information, his spiritual information, and his information that he's receiving while he's ascending, he wants to go through this process by himself because he needs to be stable. So I feel like the divine masculine's guides is actually helping him to have a little bit of a barrier between him and the divine feminine, so that he can become clear on his end without any interference from the divine feminine. And the divine feminine was like, oh, well, okay, if you're busy on this side, I'll just keep myself busy on my end. And she's really going for it, working really hard. Maybe even setting up her own business. She's highly creative in spite of having to maybe deal with physical injury or recovering from illness of some kind. She's still going. What I also see is because the divine masculine is coming very nicely into balance on his end, because he's integrating all the information that he needs to do that's been forthcoming during his dream time. There is fast coming a time when they need to make a decision on where they want to go with this connection. I feel communication is coming in. I feel that the feminine has been spending a lot of time by herself. I also feel like the divine feminine has liberated herself from a connection where there was potential upheaval and conflict on her end that she dealt with. She's finishing off with any sort of conflict. She is creating stability in her life. She's in charge of her life. She's finding a balance in her life. With the divine masculine, he is approaching the time to make the decision to approach the feminine to have a conversation. Even though he still has her on block, I feel like this is a situation that will resolve itself very soon, because we have the Three of Cups here, which is like the card of reunion. And I feel like the feminine is ready to start over with the masculine, especially after going through crisis and surrender, and now she's in a radiant stage where she is recovering from all the trauma that she had to heal from her past. And I feel like the divine masculine here is also on a fresh start, where he is learning to speak his truth and want to create a stable foundation for him and the divine feminine. The divine feminine is finishing off with having to work hard and sacrificing herself and maybe distracting her with working long hours while she's recovering from illness or recovering from burning the candle on both ends. She still has passion for her divine feminine, and she is preparing for her new start with her divine masculine. So I see a reunion coming in here, and I see a brand new fresh start. I see the beginning of a new cycle. These are our past life connection. I see that there's a reunion coming, a brand new fresh start, a realization that there's a conversation between the divine masculine and the divine feminine on how lonely it was when they weren't together. I see conversations coming in about realizing how deep the connection is, and that the time that they were apart felt like they weren't apart at all, that they were both aware of the connection on one level, and then on the other level, how difficult it was. While they realized how deep this connection is, they had to be spending time apart and to be alone and feel left out to realize the value of the connection. For some of the divine masculine, divine feminine watching this, I kind of feel a reunion coming up suddenly. I feel it because it's the Fool is right next to it for that fresh start. But the Fool is also kind of Uranian Aries kind of energy. So I feel like, timing wise, this reunion could be next year, in the beginning of the year, but it could also be suddenly, something happens suddenly. I see both twins after their reunion working together, because we have the Eight of Pentacles. They're working together. They have a lot of focus to create stability, for each other, with each other in this connection. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which is also the brand new beginning. It's a nice solid beginning ruled by Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And that is sitting right next to the Four of Wands, which is stable energy coming from the masculine. The masculine providing or making the offer of a stability. So we have two aces here. So this is a connection that is started once again in truth. We both know that when it comes to twin flame, that truth is often a thing that's very scarce to come by. That the matrix twin is the twin that runs, is the twin that doesn't want anything to do with the feminine, doesn't want to address the issues. They just want to go about their life in the usual way they normally did. We know that the feminine is the one that's all over the place. There's no stability. It's very unstable. It's volatile. It's chaotic, especially when you go through crisis. So now we can see in the spread that we have the stability of the coins, because the feminine has worked through her emotional, mental baggage. We have the Ace of Swords here because the masculine has worked through his mental, emotional baggage. They've released a lot. They're both enlightened, because I get the Hangman reversed, ready to go into action, not needing to wait and hang out and wait for the epiphanies. And I see this beautiful halo around the Magician here for the feminine, which means that they are both enlightened, ready to go. We also have the Fool in the mix. The Fool is the highest card in the deck, even though a lot of people would say, well, it's the Fool and it's a zero, but a zero resembles God. Zero resembles infinity. It resembles all the life cycles all rolled in one. And in the spread, we also have the Fool and we have the Magician. So these two individuals in this union, they are in the very beginning of the union, and things are starting to fall into place with their fresh beginnings. The Ace of Pentacles as well as the Ace of Swords, both speaking their truth, both letting each other know what they need or what they bring to this connection. The card that fell out of my little mini deck is Judgment. So this is the angels working behind the scenes to revitalize, to renew this connection. This is also about bringing something back to life. It's also about the past coming round again. So I feel like with this, with these two individuals in this union, that they haven't been speaking to each other, but the angels are working on bringing them together. They're blowing that trumpet. They say it is time. But what I also see about this is we have the flag there with a red cross on it. So this is about bringing healing to this union. The angels are bringing union healing, but also this union bringing healing to the world. They are preparing to go out as a couple in union to do their work, to fulfill their mission. We have the Page of Swords, so I feel like with these two individuals, they are keeping an eye on each other through social media, because they might have been missing each other. They feel the connection. They're both enlightened, And I feel like they want to just kind of put the feelers out as to, you know, where this connection is. And I kind of feel like this is more the masculine dominant checking out the feminine dominant because of the body language, facing this way but looking that way. Is masculine but looking that way. It's a little bit of a juvenile card to be had, but it's just to say, well, you know, we haven't been in contact. I just want to maybe put my feelers out and see what's going on. We have the Hangman, believe it or not, but reversed again. So this is, you know, enlightenment time twice. So I feel like this union is about to take off. Waiting is over. You have the answers that you need. You have the knowledge that you need to move forwards. It's just about staying grounded in everything. We have the Star. So I feel like one of the people in this connection might be quite famous. That they have been acknowledged in some way, shape, or form for the work that they've been doing in this world. I definitely feel like maybe this is the feminine person who is famous, because it is a lady in here. And what I kind of see is this. Because this card was first out. So that's kind of what I see. Is one is checking the other one out. The feminine might have a YouTube channel. Or maybe even the masculine is famous in his own right and they're both checking each other out. That the masculine is also fairly prominent in the public or on social media. And they are kind of just wanting to keep the finger on the pulse with each other. But with this Star card, it's also that this journey is divinely guided. We now have two cards here saying that this journey is divinely guided and that the angels are hard at work behind the scenes to put everything together to bring these two in union in the physical, because it's time. It is time. I feel like both have been doing their work. They have been sharing their knowledge. They just in small conversation with individuals throughout the day. They're sowing the seeds. They're letting people know in some way, shape, or form that they are enlightened. They're bringing new perspectives into this world, new ideas of 5D living and how it works in the 5D, educating people, contributing to the collective consciousness at large, sharing their knowledge, sharing their spiritual knowledge, but also being divinely guided at the same time. I'll get us more cards. So we have another angel here. We have Temperance. Trying to find the balance, but also once again the angels working behind the scenes to unite these two individuals in the physical, because this is the card of alchemy. This is the card of patience. Good things take time, but I also want to say time is a man-made thing. Where these angels are working behind the scenes, there is no time. Things can happen instantly in our dimension because time doesn't exist. There is no time frame for this to happen. It can happen tomorrow. It can happen today. It can happen whenever you feel you are ready. We have the King of Wands. So I feel like the masculine person, the masculine dominant is a fire sign or has fire in their sign. This card to me is very much like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Very confident, outgoing, dynamic. Shall we bring the word viral into this as well? Hot. He's a hot individual. very charismatic, very attractive, handsome, absolutely loved by the ladies. This person was a player in his younger days. Okay? So, and I'm saying his because I'm talking about masculine energy. So put it where it fits. And he's definitely looking over towards the feminine. He's definitely ready to invest himself, his energy, and all that he is into this connection because he's mature. It's a mature masculine. He's standing in his masculinity and he's looking over to the feminine and he says, okay, well, you know, what's happening on your side, babe? So let's ask, how does the feminine feel about this? How does the feminine feel about this? Because she's very focused. I can tell you this right now. She's very focused on what she's doing. She says, yes, babe, I'm ready. Let's have a reunion. And this is, so we have two cards that came up twice. We have the Hangman reversed, both reversed. And now we have 2 3 of Cups. So she's ready for a reunion. I don't get it as 3-party, you know, because sometimes the 3 of Cups is like 3 people involved. I don't get it as this because both individuals are too focused on their mission to be playing around and messing around. And by the way, with having the Fool, the Hanged Man reversed, and the Magician here, I don't feel like anyone is in the mood for partying. Everyone here is in the mood to start something new, start something fresh, and they're very focused about it. The angels are working hard behind the scene to bring these two together in the physical. The masculine is ready, and so is the feminine. And I like the feminine bringing in the 3 of Cups because sometimes the feminine can be very overwhelming in the emotions. They can be very intense, okay? But they've worked on themselves. And so they're coming in nice and light and playful towards their divine masculine as to not to overwhelm him and not to chase him away. Is there any more? We have a nice solid offer coming in from a Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like things, especially with that Ace of Pentacles, that things are starting to get really nice and solid between these two individuals. The union is on the way. This card is ruled by Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. That land down there is ready to receive the seed. Okay, they're ready to plant that seed there and get going. So all the hard work has been done when it comes to healing your wounds, ascending, you know, working on yourself, getting to a place where you are nice and stable inside yourself, emotionally, mentally, but also financially. I feel like both twins they're on very firm ground at this point in time, and they are ready to make an offer to each other. And even if the one makes an offer to the other, that they would both be ready to start their future together. And this is all because the angels are working behind the scenes. They're making this happen. They're working to create stability in both twins' lives because, as you know, when you go through a spiritual awakening, everything is chaotic. It is chaotic. It's painful. It's confusing. And the angels say, okay, well, you've done all the hard work. Yeah, as I said, you know, we've dealt with that mental processing that we need to do where we feel powerless in this connection. That's done. So now we're ready for romance. We're leaving confusion behind, ready to move forward. So we have 2 knights here, and I like how this speaks. The one knight is leaving mental confusion behind, and the Knight of Cups is leaving emotional confusion behind. And they're both moving in the same direction, picking up speed. So there is forward movement here. It's small cards, understand? These are knights. It's small energy. And remember, the angels are still working to unite and bring you together, bring these two individuals together. But there is movement. After a long period of confusion and everything being up in the air, and so there's forward movement once again, going to calmer places. There is a destiny in mind. So what I want to do here is I want to draw some cards from my good tarot just to finish off, because I feel like this union is taking off, waiting is over. They sort of starting to get into touch with each other. Even though they're not really out in the open yet, I do feel like the divine masculine is shaping up, because he's decided already there needs to be some communication. I feel at some point the divine masculine will decide to unblock the divine feminine when he is ready. And there will be conversations around the friendship that they used to have and the time that they had to spend, apart from each other. And then it'll be like, okay, so we spend all this time apart from each other. Let's see how we can make this work together. We have two aces here. We have forward movement. We have stable offers coming in. We have an emotional offer coming in as well with that Knight of Cups. I see romance. I see two individuals maybe going away, traveling together. I see traveling over water, or traveling to be next to the water, traveling to be by the sea or by a river, by the ocean. And I kind of hear the words, let's spend time together, let's get to know each other, let's talk about it, what happened in the past, because I feel like all twins, to a certain extent, will have something to say about their journey. From the time that they recognized each other, through the separation, and everything in between. There's many questions to ask, many questions to answer, but I feel all of this will be done very peacefully and with compassion, because we have all these angels that is orchestrating everything, because this is a high vibration energy. Okay. So we have the Three of Air. So this is about heartache. How someone was like truly wounded. Maybe both people having to speak about their truth from the heart, about the suffering that they had gone through in this connection. Because both twins would have suffered, not just the spiritual twin. I feel the masculine twin also suffers quite a bit, because we're all connected. We have the Four of Earth. There will be conversations about how they couldn't let go in spite of the heartache. In spite of my broken heart, I could not let you go. We have the Queen of Fire. This is the passion ignites. And now we have the Queen of Fire with the King of Wands. So we have a pair here. So this is our twin flame couple. So there's strong fire. You could either have a Leo Sagittarius Aries rising. You could have a Leo Sagittarius Aries moon. Leo Sagittarius Aries Venus Sun. Mars. Okay. So once again, if this reading doesn't fit, don't make it fit. I'm telling you right now, this couple has these fire in their chart, 1 or 2 or 3 of these elements that I've just mentioned, or all of them. Okay, between these two people there will be fire in their charts, and it will be the ones that I mentioned. And this is why I take twin flame readings so seriously, is I do not want people to watch these readings and be mistaken about it, because I feel there's enough crisis and enough pain and chaos in these connections. So once again, these two individuals will either have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius rising, and or Leo, Sagittarius, Aries moon. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Venus, Mars, or any other personal planets in these signs. Non-negotiable. This is the couple that we are dealing with, both of them. Okay, so that's the passionate, and the Queen of Fire is very passionate, spiritual. Okay. We have the Page of Fire. So there's even more fire coming. So this is definitely a couple with a lot of fire in their charts. Dynamic. They go-getters, not couch potatoes. They go at stuff. They go hard until the candle is burned out. They have big hearts, bold energy, very bold. They don't shy away from the spotlight. They're very charismatic, very creative, well known, and liked by people. Okay, this is the positive side of their character. They tend to end up in the spotlight because fire with Leo there, you tend to end up famous on the stage with people noticing you in some way, shape, or form. And so now we have the King, we have the Queen, and we have the Page of Fire. So this is confirmation of what I've said before. So I feel like this couple, this fiery couple, is definitely on their way to reunite and to, talk again after a long time of not speaking with each other. I don't feel like I want to draw any more cards on this, because it's pretty clear that they are on their way. We have 2 aces here. We have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the 4 of Wands, we have our couple cards, our power couple cards. We have the 8 of Pentacles, where they want to work together, create something stable over time. They want to commit each other and work together. We have all the angels working on this as well. We have a lot of high vibration energy here, working behind the scenes to bring it all together. I don't feel I need to draw any more cards because, as you know, twin flame is ongoing. It's not something that stops when the two individuals actually meet up and, come together in union. We have work to do here. And so this is a story that doesn't have an ending. So I will stop the reading here. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Please leave me comments. Let me know what you thought of this reading. Let me know if you want more of these. I will do them. And I enjoyed reading for you. Thank you to my soul tribe for supporting me, for tuning in. Please like, click and subscribe, share. I love connecting with you. Have a beautiful day. Light and love.